Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thanks.
It's
Every-
Tanya.
Hey, Tanya. How are you?
We got Virginia in the house, Miami. Robert, where are you? Where are you from?
Uh, I'm from Parrish, Florida.
Nice.
For joining.
Good morning.
Morning. All right, guys. I think let's just go ahead and get started. And book and file in. Jeannie, I know you'll take care of that for me. Thank you so much for your help. So I wanted to talk about buyer's guides today, guys. Just chime in. How many of you use one? Do you utilize one? Have you in the past? Does anyone use a buyer's guide currently when they have a new buyer, something to present them? It could even be a PDF. Maybe you do it via email. Nobody?
I haven't in a long time. I would love to see what you have.
I mean, so I have always been one for marketing, even from, but prior to real estate, my world in the wedding industry was really heavy on marketing to brides. And so when I got into real estate, I was very much into Canva at its like inception. When Canva was, a figment of what it is now back in 2020. And I just got into Canva and fell in love with how much there was at our fingertips. And then I noticed that all of these templates started coming out that you could purchase. And the templates just got better and better as time went on. I mean, now they're insane. So if you don't utilize a current buyer's guide, I highly suggest you do. I suggest you have little guides for everything, whether it be your rental clients, whether it be buyers, whether it be sellers. I love to have just a little information. It could be a PDF that I send them via email that just kind of walks them through the steps, right? Because they might have questions that they don't want to ask you. They might be embarrassed to ask you. They might think they're silly to ask. A lot of people think asking questions are silly, but there's no dumb questions, especially when you're dealing with probably the most important and expensive investment of one's life if you're talking about buying. So I like to have a specific buyer's guide that I send to all my buyers, and it's got Q&A. It's got the steps from basically number 1 to 10. There's 10 steps that I generally say I'm going to go over them with you guys. And again, you don't have to take my steps. Chat GPT will do all of this for you now, because not only do we have Canva, but we've got Canva and we've got free templates there. Then you can hop onto Etsy and pay a couple of bucks for something that really, blows your mind. And you can go in there and you can customize it, put your logo, put your colors, and a lot of the text is already pre-written. But guys, if you want it to have your voice, and it should, obviously everything we send our clients should reflect us, so that when we meet them, it's like, oh, okay, this person did write this. It wasn't something that was just, spit out. But Chat GPT now has come out. And guys, all you have to put in is, what are steps for a buyer's guide? And boom, it's going to help you with all of that. But I've got a template for you that I'm going to give you guys that I did pay for, that I purchased, that I think was like the most comprehensive one. Currently, it is current, so it's not outdated, and it already has the text pre-written for you. Again, I suggest you go in there and make it your own voice so that your clients do feel like they're talking to you. But I'm going to give that to you guys at the end of our session today. So that's cool. I'm excited to give that to you. So let's go through real quickly. None of you said you're currently using it. We've had a couple more people jump in here. Guys, tell me, hop in, unmute yourself. Who uses a buyer's guide? Do you use one? Anyone in here currently utilizing one? Except for me? Nobody. All right. So you guys are really going to, I think, benefit from this template that I've got for you. And it's really nice. It's very basic, but you can go in and, again, make it your colors, put your logos on there, put wherever your brokerage is. Make sure, of course, it's compliant. You also want to keep in line with that. So it's going to run you through the basic 10 steps I think every buyer should be aware of, right? We're starting with number 1, determining their budget. Determining your budget is number 1 for any buyer. How do you do that? You speak to a lender. Now, a lot of buyers come in not knowing where to even start, and they think that going to see houses is the first step. But as professionals, Once they contact you, I think it's really important that you go ahead and send this off to them so that they know that that's not step one. Step one would be getting pre-approved and determining what budget that we're working with. That way, it makes the entire process easier. And you'll see it in the guide, it's numbered and it flows really nicely. So where they step one and then all through the course of becoming a homeowner. So step two would be getting pre-approved. Step three would be make your wish list. So this is fun, right? And especially if it's a couple, it might be their first time that they do something like this together. It's like a little worksheet that they can sit down and say, what are your must-haves? What are your must-haves? I don't, Jeannie, have a visual, but I do got that link that I'm going to send you. And the minute you click the link, again, guys, I paid for it. So you click that link and it's just going to pop up in Canva for you. Just sign into your Canva account. Or if you're already logged in, you're going to see it's just going to come up really beautifully. And you can go in there and amend everything and make it your own. So number three is that wish list. It's really cute to have them sit together and work that out on their own, wishes. If it's someone on their own, they've got a whole page to work with. They can write every single little thing that's their wish list. Number one would be must-haves, and then we go on to necessities. And then things that we can, are not so important. Like maybe you can pick up a DIY project with a bathroom if it gets you your dream home. So things like that, and you can work with them. It's interactive. It's really nice. Number four would be, of course, to start your search with a realtor. Meet your realtor. Number five. It's alarming, how many people are just getting email blasts, but they're getting email blasts from multiple realtors, guys. We're probably not the only one that they've contacted. Most likely we're not the only one they've contacted, unless of course it's a personal friend or a family member of yours that knows and trusts you and it's going to go only to you. Otherwise, if it was an internet lead or someone that was just hopping on your website, most likely they're speaking to multiple realtors. So I think this buyer's guide has set me apart and has gotten me more conversations with people. It's just the extra step, the extra mile. It looks like you care, and it really does position you as a professional. I just like to do things a little differently sometimes. It's how you get some attention. 6 would be go on showings with your realtor. See multiple properties. Obviously, everyone works out their business differently. If they want to do them all in one day, they like to not overwhelm the client and take them over a weekend. You work that out with them. That's, of course, your own way of doing business, of course, but it's imperative that you go see properties with them. Don't have them going on their own. Don't have them going to open houses without you. Things like this, they need to know about, and the guide explains all of that. 7 would be offer time, writing the offer. So it gives them enough information about the contract that isn't overwhelming, but again, enough information to where they aren't going to be like, what am I signing? Why am I signing this? So having it written out, just a small paragraph, and again, it's written for you, having a small paragraph written out explaining what they're signing and the process of actually going under contract. Then 8, really important. A lot of buyers don't understand about inspections and inspecting the property. The buyer's guide goes over a really crucial step, which is their inspection process and why it's important that both you and them are there. And number 9, financing. After you've gone through step 2 of getting pre-approved, your last and final step is really everything that the lender's going to need from them. And there are multiple documents and things that I'm sure they don't even know are relevant to purchasing a home. But again, with this simple document, your buyers really should only ask you, how come you did this and no other realtors did? That's honestly the response I've gotten from a buyer's guide. Well, we've never gotten this information. We used to work with a realtor last year, and they didn't care to provide me with this. This is great. You're truly only going to get good feedback from this. So I'm really excited to share it with you guys. Step 10, closing. Completely different from the financing. Step 9, closing is, a day in and of itself. It's a completely different animal. You have to, bring in title then, explain to them what title is. It does that. It also goes through what they're going to need for closing and really sums up the entire transaction, because that's the last day of everything. As far as like who manages what and who to contact. And it's got a great portion there for you to input everyone's, your preferred lender, your preferred title company, etc., their information there so that your buyers got it, at all times at the click of just clicking that link or opening that email from you. They're going to have access to that guide, and it's going to have all the information that you've provided. Again, go in there, amend it, make it your own, put your colors, your own branding, change the wording even if you'd like. Use Chat GPT to your advantage if you want to too. But I did select one that's got everything there for you guys. So any questions? Any questions whatsoever? Unmute yourself. I want it to be like open communication. Tell me if you haven't used one, why you're excited to use one. Do you think there's going to be a benefit? Anybody want to chime in? Can
This
you guys?
is awesome stuff, Rosie. Good job. So proud of you.
Thank you. What do you think? Like, have you heard? I know you've got a team, Jenny. Have you heard of anyone implementing buyer's guides and how it's affected them, whether positively or negatively? I haven't gotten any negative response from it. All of my buyers are really happy that I provide it, and they're like, "Oh, this is great." So, what do you think?
Can I be honest with you? I think the fact that it's been like all the stuff that you went through, I've been doing it for 20 years, but to have it in writing, I think is going to be so good. One of the things that I add, like when I do a showing tour and stuff, is like I'll put, bottles of water and chips and stuff. Like I like to do like a full day tour. And then I have a clipboard with the showing tour, and I can add this sheet to the very top. And that way, it's kind of like an introduction, or something prior to that we could send them in advance.
Absolutely. I think it's really nice too that you can even email it. It doesn't need to be printed. People are worried about printing and the cost of it too, right? On our end, if we do this, if you're amazing, right? Lucky for you, and you have 50 buyers at once. I get it could be expensive, but I think with everything being so digital, there is zero reason why we can't just go make this in Canva, make it our own, put our own spin on it, do our colors, our branding, and send it to all of our clients. It's literally just a link.
Absolutely. And the fact that you're helping share that with us, we are so appreciative. That is awesome stuff.
Yes. So actually, Jeannie, can you do me a favor? Could you go ahead and link that at the in the chat? So everyone that's still here with me, thank you guys for being here and staying and participating. Get your freebie now. Jeannie's going to do me the grand favor and link that in the chat for us. Did everybody have any questions?
Next time around, Rosie, just if you want to try to have it as a visual, like Jeannie had, I think that would be great, so we could follow along with you. For sure,
absolutely. Yes, I'm going to do that. I'm new to Zoom, so I'm learning as I go. But I am going to make sure I have that up. Next week we're going to do the seller side. So we're doing buy time, and I've got a seller's guide for us for next time.
Yeah, this is wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's really nice. I like it. I've been working on one. I haven't put it together, but this is great.
Okay,
there
cool.
You go. Now it's there.
Hey guys, I've got one too I can post. And Rosie, I don't know, you might have even already said this, but I was changing her calls out. But basically, I use it to get in front of them to get the appointment. Like I've got a buyer's guide, it'll map out everything. Can we meet at a Starbucks and go over this? And then that's when I get a buyer broker.
Right. And have you found that any of your clients have actually been like, well, this is great. Like, this is so modern, right? This is not the way it used to be. I have a lot of clients who, like, their parents, for example, are real estate agents.
Right.
And they're like, wow, my mom doesn't do this, And I just like to do things just a bit differently, right? To just get their attention. And also, if they're younger, I've noticed that my younger clients, I'm talking like my 22, my 23-year-old clients, they just don't do the paper. It kind of, it's when I hand them because again, it's showings, I also have, the sheet that I give them and our itinerary and everything. And I like to put it in an envelope, but they're like, I see them frustrated with the paper. And I was like, I'll send it to you. I'll text it to you. So for my more mobile clients, I like to have the option. But yeah, I'm one for paper. I still write everything. I don't care how many calendars I have in my phone. You're going to see me with Post-its on my pad that I walk around with. I'm the same way. I'm very paper based, but I feel like my more modern clients are really enjoying this digital experience that we're able to give them. Guys, go in there for me.
But I was thinking of with the one that I was working on, I was thinking of adding more like a hand it to them, but in a pocket folder. Include this thing here, the whole idea of the steps, and then add to the folder of an SAS contract so they could read it and have it review it and tell them, review it, have any questions, highlight them when we meet. I could explain anything to you. So when the day the writing the contract comes, they're like, just sign it, and they already have all the answers basically.
Right.
And had a whole title, a sheet where it says all the forms had a whole title and why. So that's what I was working on, but this is great that you put this together already.
Thank you. Great opportunity. Go in there and put your trusted vendors in there, your professional.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, the trusted vendors and all that, right?
And guys, make it digital. So link everybody. Be sure. I didn't do this at first, and I just did it. And it's made a world of a difference because I didn't notice that I was sending off the PDF. So here's a good little tip. I was sending off that PDF and didn't notice that I wasn't linking, but you can hyperlink the phone numbers and the email addresses to your lenders and your preferred vendors and everything like that. So like I suggest, put your lenders there, put your inspection companies there, etc. Cleaning crew. I like to include all this stuff for them because when they move in, they might want to clean again, so I even put in things like that. The utilities, you're going to see it. It's all in there, but there's so much information we can give our clients. And I just love the digital aspect of this. And I thought you guys would really enjoy it too.
I think it's also great. You could also create like a Dropbox folder so that it has like all your buyer stuff. And then you could have another one for seller stuff. And then you could send that digitally to like all your clients. So it's all there right at the beginning too. For those that are like super tech savvy. And instead of printing everything out, you can get the preference.
Get yourself a vanity URL if you want to take it a step further. 100%. It's a fabulous idea. You can get a vanity URL and then just link your Dropbox to that for that specific one. So it could be, buyers, with Rosie or sellers with Rosie. And then that would link directly to the Dropbox. That's a great idea. Anyone else? Do you guys have any ideas on how we can further make this better for our clients? I like that a lot about the Dropbox. I think that's really smart, guys. Well, yeah, if there's nothing else.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do that with a Dropbox. You could do a vanity URL just for that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's anything.
Guys, I would highly recommend, and I go over this in my marketing, is using Google Drive. Yeah. I mean, I used to use Dropbox, but with time, I've realized I've changed everything over to Google Drive. I have my entire team in there. I have, the calendar, the Google Drive. You have Google Sheets that you can share and work with other people. So if you guys aren't already using a specific, brand like Dropbox, I would highly recommend to do it with Google Drive.
You got me on that. I call it Dropbox, but what I use is Google Drive. I used to use Dropbox and I just got used to saying it. And unfortunately, what I mean is Google Drive. So you got me on that, Jenny. Yeah, Google Drive. So I'm sorry. I really don't know if you can do it with a Dropbox because it's not Dropbox that I use. It's Google Drive that I unfortunately continue to call Dropbox.
Listen, we're all still getting all techie. Now, if you guys don't mind, what are you doing with the Chat GPT? Like, what are you using that for?
Oh my gosh, you can use it for everything. It can write
for everything.
I've been playing with it. I even wrote a book the other day.
Write a book?
I sent it to write a book, and he wrote like a 15-page booklet with chapters and everything. I'm like, what?
And I'm not kidding, guys. This could inspire you entirely. Like I said, there's wording in there, but if you don't like any of it, take it all out. Go right to Chat GPT. Let's say the number one was how to determine budget, right? And you go, how should a first-time home buyer determine their budget? And it will just give you.
It's important to the command that you give it. It's act like an expert. Pretend you are a marketing guru, and write this for me. Write a very strong, an eye-catching headline. Write a strong call to action. Pretend you're a marketer and you write a strong. I've been playing with so much that, and in Instagram, I get all these guys, you know, giving tips on how to tell them the commands to create
Uh-huh.
what you're really looking for, because it's like you're talking to them,
Right.
to the machine.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
the capabilities are is incredible. I mean, they're endless.
Crazy.
Yesterday, I actually played around with I asked for it to be a personal trainer and nutritionist to create a diet plan and a workout, and it's incredible.
Wow.
Oh,
Like things.
are you serious?
Anything you can
Yes.
tell them, anything.
Yeah.
I gotta work
And
on that.
Write a posting thing for like 12 months. Every month, what should I post about this? Well, it'll give you the whole idea. It even programs a website and everything, coding a calculator.
oh yeah, my husband's used it for his codes
For coding,
for his
yeah, you
work.
can do coding. I mean,
Mhm.
it's crazy.
Let's take a week off of the guides then. So since this is so popular, I think next week, I mean, I'm going to promote it all week because I think this would really get a lot of people in here. We need to talk about Chat GPT and how we can use this, even if it's
Yes.
full newsletters. But the fact that we're not using this, let's put it this way, let's use it before they take it away from
For
us.
lead generation. I was on a call yesterday about that.
Wow. Yeah, I think it's, I really think we should do an entire topic on that. I think it's really important. There's so many ways we can use it, and all of us have different ideas. And then we've, like, some of us have actually used it. We've implemented it. You know, we've seen what works and what doesn't. And then Julio, the information you've got on the prompts to give it and what to say, that's incredible.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
have
wait
you
to
seen
hear
my
about
post?
that.
The post that I get the listings that I've been posting from Chime and in social and the social page. I get the description that is written on the listing, and then I go to Chat GPT and I tell it to rewrite it, and it's the whole thing is like my son the other day. I told him, "Hey, have you heard about Chat GPT?" He goes, "No, what's that?" I go, "Well, I've been using it for this." He goes, "No wonder I've been seeing your post." And I said, "That's not him writing."
Really,
And I said, "Yep, that's Chat GPT."
that's funny. That's really funny.
You can also make it sound similar to how you talk. You can
Correct.
ask it if it understands and make it so it sounds more like you and not so much like an AI.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what I mean. Same thing with these guides. You know, again, I purchased it, but you guys are more than welcome. I mean, there's thousands of templates on. I had
There's
Etsy
There's a
for
Google extension. I'm gonna share it with you later. So you can just download it, and when you open it up, it gives you different options. It's I'll forward it to you later, so we could share it next time.
wonderful. Absolutely, that'd be. But go into Etsy, guys. There are so many resources for realtors in Etsy. I prefer the Etsy templates than the ones that that Canva has, just because there are people who are designing these, who, you know, graphic designers and whatnot, and actual realtors too, will go on there and post these templates. They're nominal, you know. I think the most expensive one might be $8, but that's on the high end. They're typically around $2 to $4. So find ones you like. They have renters guides, they have buyers guides and sellers guides and all sorts of guides. Just really nice resources, even if you just want to hand a client like just what it's like to work with me. And there's like an entire page on you, your team, your company. But if you, of course, if you're not part of a team or company that provides that to you, it's really, really great to have. It's just professional, you know, sets you off in the right direction and gets your client. It does help your clients. It does help them know, like, and trust you. The more information, the more professional you seem to them, and you're going to provide them a great, excellent experience. Not only are they going to have a good time with you, but they're going to refer you to their family and friends, and that's the core of our business. So, you know, provide, help, give first, and that's why I'm giving you this template so we can provide our buyers a better experience from the get-go, a more digitally friendly one. All right, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. If there's no other questions, I think I'm gonna see myself out. I have a fractured rib that I am working through. So talking hurts, but I've had so much fun with you guys and I've loved our conversation today. Make sure you can get the link, guys. If you have any trouble accessing that link, please, 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 my email, rosiesellsmiami@gmail.com, rosiesellsmiami@ gmail.com. I would be more than happy to send it to you personally if you can't open it or you have any problems with it. All right, guys.
Thanks, Rosie.
Thank
Best
you.
of luck. Get better.
Thank you.
Yeah,
See
feel
you.
better.
Bye.